Oh, hey, welcome in. If you're listening right now, you've joined us at a really nice moment. We were just sitting here talking casually, and then we thought, you know what? This feels like the perfect time to turn on the mic and share this moment with you.
Exactly. It didn't feel planned or formal, just one of those calm, comfortable conversations that flow naturally. And those are usually the best ones.
So before we go any further, let's quickly introduce ourselves. I'm Jennifer, and I'll be your female host here.
And I'm Paul. I'm the male host. And we're both really happy you're here with us today.
You're listening to the English Speaking Podcast, where we focus on real, everyday English, the kind of English people actually use in real conversations.
No heavy grammar lessons, no pressure to be perfect. Just clear, simple English that helps you speak with more confidence.
We know that many English learners understand a lot when they read or listen, but when it's time to speak, everything suddenly feels stuck.
That quiet moment where your mind feels empty even though you know you've learned the words before.
And if that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone at all.
In fact, that's exactly why this podcast exists.
Here, we want English to feel friendly, calm, and human, not like a test you're afraid to fail.
Because real conversations don't sound perfect, they sound natural.
Sometimes they start slowly, sometimes they pause, sometimes people repeat themselves, and that's completely okay.
That's how people actually speak in real life.
So if you're listening quietly right now, maybe on your phone, maybe while walking or resting, you're already learning.
Even listening without speaking is progress, and it builds comfort inside your mind.
Confidence in speaking doesn't come from memorizing long sentences.
It comes from hearing simple ideas again and again in natural situations.
And once English feels familiar, speaking stops feeling scary.
Fear is usually the biggest problem, not vocabulary.
Fear of making mistakes, fear of sounding strange, fear of being judged.
But conversation is not about being perfect, it's about connecting with another person.
And connection starts with very simple things.
Simple questions, simple answers, simple stories.
The kind of questions people ask when they meet you for the first time.
Questions that seem easy but sometimes make English learners nervous,
Because suddenly, you want to say the right thing.
when actually people just want to know you.
And as we keep talking today, you'll notice how one small question can gently open the door to a longer conversation.
How a short answer can naturally turn into a story without trying too hard.
So let's stay relaxed, stay present, and let this conversation flow naturally.
Because from here, we're slowly moving into one of the most common questions people ask when they meet someone new.
That moment when someone looks at you with a small smile and asks that simple question, it feels harmless, but inside, so many thoughts start running at once.
Yes, your mind suddenly starts searching, like, okay, how do I say this clearly? How much should I say? And am I saying it correctly?
And the funny thing is, the other person isn't judging your grammar at all.
They're just curious about you.
Exactly. Curiosity is what starts most conversations,
But for English learners, curiosity can feel like pressure.
especially when the question sounds so basic that you think you should already know how to answer it perfectly.
And that pressure makes people either freeze or give very short answers.
Answers like just one word when there's actually so much more inside you.
So many experiences, memories, feelings connected to that one question.
Because when someone asks where you're from, they're not only asking about a place on a map.
They're opening a door to your story.
Your childhood, your food, your weather, your people, your daily life.
Even the way you speak carries a little piece of where you come from.
And that's beautiful, not something to hide.
But sometimes learners feel like they need a big, complicated answer.
When in reality, the best answers are usually simple and honest.
You can start with just one clear sentence.
Like saying your country or even your city.
And then, if the conversation feels comfortable, you add one more detail.
Maybe something about the weather or the people.
Or even how you feel about the place.
Because feelings make conversations warmer.
They turn information into connection.
And you don't need perfect words to express feelings.
Simple words are enough.
I remember the first time I realized that simple English could still sound confident.
That moment when you stop trying to impress and start trying to connect.
It feels like a small shift inside, but it changes everything.
Your voice relaxes, your sentences flow more naturally.
And you stop translating every word in your head.
Which is exhausting, by the way.
Very exhausting and unnecessary.
Because real conversations don't wait for perfect sentences.
They move forward with pauses, with small mistakes, with smiles.
And people understand you more than you think.
So when someone asks you that simple question, it helps to remember one thing.
You're not being tested.
You're being invited.
Invited to share a small piece of your world.
And that invitation doesn't need a long speech.
Just a calm beginning.
And once you begin, the conversation naturally gives you space to continue.
Because most people will respond, ask another question, or share something about themselves.
And suddenly, you're not alone in the conversation anymore.
It becomes a shared moment, not a performance.
So as we keep moving forward here, we'll slowly explore how that one simple question can turn into a natural, flowing conversation.
How you can answer it with confidence, without rushing, and without fear.
And how your answer can gently lead into talking about places, memories, and everyday life.
Because once that door opens, many other conversations become easier too.
Once that first sentence comes out, something interesting happens inside you.
Yes, it's like a quiet relief, as if your mind says, okay, I've started, I can keep going.
Your shoulders relax a little, your breath slows down.
And suddenly the words don't feel as heavy anymore.
That's because the hardest part of speaking is often just beginning.
After that, language becomes less about rules and more about rhythm.
You start noticing how conversations move naturally.
One sentence invites another.
One memory brings up the next.
And when you talk about where you're from, memories appear very easily.
Sometimes it's a picture of your street or the smell of food from your kitchen.
Or the sound of voices you grew up hearing every day.
These are not complicated ideas.
But they carry meaning, and meaning makes English sound alive.
I think many learners believe they need advanced vocabulary to sound interesting.
But interest comes from honesty, not difficulty.
If you say, "My city is small but peaceful," people understand you immediately.
And they often feel curious.
They might ask, "What do you like most about it?"
And that question pulls you deeper into the conversation, because now you're not explaining facts.
You're sharing feelings.
Feelings don't need perfect grammar.
They need clarity and calm.
That's why speaking slowly is not a weakness.
It's actually a strength,
It gives your listener time to understand you.
and it gives you time to think.
Silence in conversation is okay.
Pauses are natural.
Native speakers pause all the time.
They just don't call it a mistake.
So when you pause, you're not failing.
You're simply thinking.
And thinking makes your next sentence better.
I remember feeling nervous about my accent at first.
That feeling that people might notice it too much.
But accents are stories.
They show where you've been and what you've learned.
No one expects you to sound like someone else.
They expect you to sound like you.
And that realization changes how you speak.
You stop apologizing for your English.
And you start using it to connect, to explain, to share.
When you talk about your hometown, you don't need to explain everything.
Just one detail can be enough.
Like the weather or the way people greet each other.
Or a small habit that feels normal to you.
Those small things make your story real.
And real stories keep conversations going. Sometimes the person listening starts comparing your story to their own.
They might say, oh, my hometown is similar or completely different.
And now the conversation belongs to both of you
That's when English stops feeling like a lesson.
and starts feeling like a bridge.
A bridge between places, people, and experiences.
So as you keep practicing, remember that fluency is not about speed.
It's about comfort.
It's about feeling safe enough to speak.
And that safety grows with each small conversation you have.
Each time you answer a simple question,
Each time you share a little more than before.
those moments add up quietly.
Until one day you realize you're speaking without fear.
And from there, the conversation naturally moves forward. As that fear starts to fade, something else slowly takes its place.
Yes, curiosity.
You begin to care less about how perfect your English sounds.
And more about what you actually want to say.
That shift is very powerful.
Because now your focus is on connection, not correction.
You listen more carefully to the other person.
You notice their tone, their expressions, their pauses.
And instead of planning your next sentence in panic,
You respond naturally to what they just said.
that's how real conversations work.
They're not memorized.
They're built moment by moment.
One response leads to another.
Sometimes your sentence isn't perfect,
But it's clear.
and clarity matters more than perfection.
People don't remember grammar mistakes.
They remember how you made them feel.
Were you open, calm, friendly?
Did you sound interested?
That's what stays with them.
Another important thing is learning to expand simple answers.
Many learners stop too early.
They answer yes or no and feel the conversation is over.
But you can gently add one more sentence.
For example, yes, I like it because it feels relaxing.
That extra sentence changes everything.
It invites the other person to continue.
They might ask, why is it relaxing for you?
And now you're speaking again.
Without forcing it.
This is a simple habit, but it builds fluency fast.
One idea plus one reason.
You don't need long explanations.
Just enough to keep the door open.
Another thing learners worry about is making mistakes.
But mistakes are signs of movement.
If you're silent, nothing improves.
If you speak and make mistakes, you're growing.
Children learn language by trying, not by waiting.
And adults are not that different.
The more you speak, the more patterns you recognize.
Certain phrases start feeling familiar.
You stop translating in your head word by word.
Your brain begins to think in ideas instead.
That's when speaking becomes smoother, not fast, but natural.
You may still pause.
But the pause feels thoughtful, not fearful.
Even saying, let me think for a second, is good English.
It shows confidence.
It shows awareness.
And it keeps the conversation alive.
Another helpful habit is reacting.
Small reactions make a big difference.
Words like, really, that's interesting, or I see.
They show you're present.
And they buy you time to think.
You don't have to respond immediately with a full idea.
You can react first.
Then continue.
This makes your speech sound more natural.
More human.
And the more human your English sounds,
The more confident you feel using it.
confidence doesn't appear suddenly.
It grows quietly,
Through small wins.
one conversation at a time.
And as you keep speaking, you start noticing something else.
You start enjoying the process.
You enjoy expressing yourself.
You enjoy being understood.
And that enjoyment naturally carries the conversation forward.
That enjoyment you mentioned slowly changes the way you see English.
Yes, it stops feeling like something outside of you.
It becomes a tool you actually trust.
And trust is very important when you're speaking.
Because when you trust your words, you don't rush them.
You'll let them come out at their own pace.
You also stop judging yourself so harshly.
That inner voice becomes softer.
Instead of saying, that was wrong,
It says, that was clear enough.
that small change makes speaking feel lighter.
And when something feels lighter, you're more likely to keep doing it.
Another thing that grows with practice is self-awareness.
You start noticing which topics make you speak more freely.
Some people talk easily about their daily routine.
Others open up when they talk about memories.
Some feel confident discussing work or studies.
There is no right or wrong here.
Your comfort topics are your strength.
They help you warm up your voice
Once you're comfortable, you can slowly move to new topics.
without pressure,
That's how real growth happens.
not by forcing yourself into difficult conversations,
But by expanding gently,
like adding one room at a time to a house.
your English becomes a space you feel safe in.
And safety allows honesty.
You don't need to impress anyone.
You just need to express yourself.
Another thing many learners forget is listening to themselves.
Your voice matters.
Hearing yourself speak English builds familiarity.
That's why reading aloud helps so much.
or recording yourself and listening back.
At first, it feels strange,
But slowly, your own voice becomes normal.
and that normal feeling reduces fear.
You realize this is my English.
It doesn't have to sound like anyone else's,
It carries your rhythm, your pauses, your personality.
and that's a good thing.
When people feel your personality, they connect.
They respond more openly,
Conversation becomes shared space.
not a performance.
There will still be days when words feel heavy.
Days when your mind feels tired.
That's normal.
Progress is not straight.
Some days you speak easily.
Other days you struggle with simple sentences.
That doesn't mean you're going backward.
It just means you're human,
What matters is that you keep showing up,
even quietly,
even with small effort.
because consistency builds confidence.
And confidence slowly turns into fluency,
Not overnight,
but over time.
and as that confidence settles in,
You start speaking not because you must.
but because you want to.
That desire to speak, that quiet want, is where everything truly comes together.
Because now English is no longer a task,
It becomes a bridge.
a bridge between who you are and the world around you.
You start using it to share ideas, feelings, and small moments.
Even simple things like how your day went.
Or what made you smile this morning.
Those moments matter.
They remind you that language is meant to connect, not to test you.
And when you feel connected, you feel seen.
Being seen gives you courage,
Courage to keep speaking, even when you're tired.
even when your words don't come out perfectly.
Because perfection was never the goal.
The goal was always expression,
To let your thoughts have a voice,
and your voice has value.
exactly as it is right now.
So, if today you spoke a little,
That's progress.
if you listened carefully,
That's progress too.
and if you're still learning quietly,
You're still moving forward.
we want you to be patient with yourself.
Growth takes time.
But every sentence you try builds something inside you.
Confidence,
Clarity.
and calm.
And before we gently wrap up today,
We just want to say thank you
thank you for spending this time with us.
for listening, practicing, and believing in yourself.
If this conversation helped you even a little,
Please support us in a simple way.
like this episode if you enjoyed it,
Share it with someone who's also learning
and subscribe to the English Speaking Podcast.
so we can keep learning together, one conversation at a time.
Take care. Keep speaking.
And we'll meet you again very soon.